to the recorded version of the Medicare Cafe per the norm. My name's Olivia.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sadie.
And we appreciate everybody's patience. This is the second time in the past month that our platform, GoToWebinar, has essentially just told us, not today, girlfriend. And so we appreciate everybody's patience with us. It is, for my opinion, just even a little more sad because this is my last Medicare Cafe for the next 6 weeks. So that I do promise to come back, but you guys are going to be in the very capable hands of Miss Sadie, and then also Mike will be here.
Valid. Yeah, that's accurate. Not gonna lie.
But yes, we do again appreciate everybody's patience. Feel free again to reach out, comment on social media, comment on our Facebook page and everything like that. I will be keeping up with everybody that way. I just physically won't be there. I'll be there in spirit and I'll be there in love. But that's kind of where I stop, is spirit and love. So, sorry.
Yes.
So would you go ahead and kind of talk about today what our topic was supposed to be on Medicare Cafe, other than me sadly being replaced by the beautiful Sadie, who Sadie, you've already been nicknamed by Brian, which is a rite of passage, especially for the Medicare Cafe, called Sadie the Upgradey.
Yes, it's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
Not very original though. I expected better out of Brian, if I'm being honest.
I did too. So maybe, you know what? Maybe you'll get a new nickname from him.
There's a lot of weight to that nickname. That's a lot of pressure.
I don't know. Upgrading from Olivia is not a huge leap.
So.
Honestly,
next slide.
So today we are talking about, first of all, I do also want to say today we're talking about the basics. But huge shout out to everybody who attended the 2020 virtual National Senior Sales Summit that we had both Wednesday and Thursday of last week. It was a huge success, hearing amazing feedback from that. I'm hearing great things about your breakout sessions, Mike. So apparently you've made an impact on somebody out there. So thank everybody for attending those. You can still make sure that you can still access those recordings. They'll be available all through September up until October 1st. But today, Mike, you wanted to talk about the basics.
Yeah, I watched a video about, how people will excel in their careers, and the things that they got them to those new plateaus, they stop doing, and then they see their careers start to crumble, and they can't figure out why. So I thought, I know a lot of agents that have followed that path, where they do all these things to grow their book of business, and then they get to a sustainable business, and then all of a sudden it starts to falter, and kind of some things to keep in mind when you are building that, especially since we are going into an AEP that we don't know what to expect. I think that's a big deal right now, because there was a infectious disease expert talking about, he's like, we need to plan for a really bad fall. And that really, and not to say I'm scared of it or whatever your politics or feelings are, it doesn't matter what your politics are, it really is how your client's going to react, because they're the most susceptible to the coronavirus.
Absolutely. I think this AEP, not only that, because they keep saying, how is a virus tied to politics? So not only do you have that going on, but you have an actual election coming up this AEP. And as we saw in the last election 4 years ago, that does cause a lot of chaos in the industry. It does cause a lot of talk. So to be able to fall back on the basics, I think is going to be extremely important going into this AEP, more so than it's ever been.
Absolutely. So I'm a fan of Will Smith. I like him. I don't follow Hollywood that closely, but I like this fact where he talks about his work ethic, where he excels with his ridiculous work ethic. And it kind of goes with that old saying of, hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. So if you know everything there is to know about Medicare, and I know Olivia sees this, and Sadie, welcome to the chaos. We have a lot of people that we talk to that think they have to have all the answers before they ever talk to a senior, and they're going to lose out to agents that are already out there just figuring it out and gaining experience. And I think that's what agents have to realize is, you can memorize the Medicare New Book word for word. Nobody cares. They just want to know, how can you help me? And the agents out there figuring that out are the ones building the books of business and growing. And the ones that think they have to know everything are the ones trying to figure out how to earn their first commission.
Well, it doesn't even matter, like, if you know everything, because in a couple months it's all going to change again, because our industry, it's really exciting. I mean, things that we get excited about, ridiculous. It's actually really sad. But, like, again, they change all the time. So if you're spending your time trying to memorize the information, by the time you really digest that information, it's completely different. You don't have to know the answers, but I do strongly suggest you know where to find them. That's what you need to train yourself on. When you're trying to get back to the basics, it's where are my resources, and what sales training do I need? How do I sell a policy? It does not matter what you know. If you can't get somebody to listen to you and you can't get in front of somebody, so your sales and your marketing, you're going to be hungry. It's complete that your knowledge is worthless.
That is exactly. Yeah, and that's, it falls back to what made you successful. Did you have a routine or process you're no longer doing? And Olivia, you have that story of the agent that stopped sending out cards, and then his clients were in a little bit of an uproar over that. Can you share that story?
Yeah, no, it was an agency that we've been working with now for years and years and years. One of the nicest people I've ever met. You talk to them once, they're extremely personal. You feel like you've been best friends for forever. And for years, he has agency now for years, and every single Christmas they send out a Christmas card, him and his family and his agents and agencies that he works with, every single year. Well, a couple Christmases ago, things got really busy. I think he ended up having a death in the family, and just work wasn't a priority for good reasons, but ended up not getting a Christmas card out that year. He was getting calls clear up through that next July asking if he was still in business or not. And because people did not receive their Christmas cards. And so it is something that people expected, they were ready for. Whenever that stopped happening, they just assumed he just wasn't in business anymore. Honestly, they assumed the worst, and that's unfortunately human nature.
Yeah, and that's, I always think of athletes in this aspect. So if your goal is to become a professional athlete, so in grade school you start playing football, you play football through middle school, high school, college, you finally get drafted to the NFL, that doesn't mean you stop practicing. You still, in fact, you practice harder because now you're in a whole new league, literally, of professionals. And if you're not constantly improving your skills, they're going to just literally run you over. So the same applies in business. If you think that you're now a professional agent because you have a decent book of business, that doesn't mean you can kick back, relax, put your feet up. You've got to work harder because you got more people you're responsible to. And your book of business expects you to take care of them. So if you think, I sold them a policy, I'm good to go, that's not the case. You still have to earn your worth time and time again. You have to work harder because you have more people to do it with. So don't think that, I hate that book, the title, The 4-Hour Work Week, because I don't know anybody that has a 4-hour work week that actually owns a business.
I was going to say, they say the best I've ever heard, it was actually, I think, something that you stole from someone, Mike, but I heard it from you, so I'm going to quote you on it. And it was working or owning your own business. It's the only people who can do it are like people who are willing to work 80 hours a week so they don't have to work 40 hours a week for someone else. And that's truly what it takes, especially starting out. But regardless of where you're at in your career, that's the mentality you have to have.
Yeah, and you have to, if you do thank you cards and you stop, like Olivia said with that one agency, people might feel kind of, taken back, or maybe they may drop their expectation with you, which means they're going to stop referring to you. And that's very dangerous. So if you have a consistency of doing something, that doesn't mean you stop when you deem you're successful. That means you just do it more. So it's hard work. And I would say part of this, and I think a huge thing that I know I missed out in some of my career, was not maximizing the tools I had. So that the Abraham Lincoln quote of, if you tell me I have to, chop down a tree for 6 hours, I'm gonna spend the first hour sharpening my axe, because the right tools will make the job easier. And a lot of agents, and every time we say CRM, agents are like, which one do I use? What do I do? Well, this one's too expensive. Well, look at the cost versus value when you have these things. Because if you have a very basic CRM like I had that doesn't do any email integration, that means if I want to send an email out to a select number of people it's a very hard process. Where they have email integration, I could look, okay, ABC carrier had a rate increase, I can go in there and say, everyone has ABC policy. I can send a quick email through my CRM to all those people, and I'm done. And it just probably saved me 2 hours of time. So, I might be spending $30, $40, $50 a month for a CRM, but if I'm saving hours a week and having better communication with my book of business, that's going to yield me far more than $50 a month in value.
It's all about, again, just business analytics. How much is your time worth? Do you actually pay yourself a salary, or do you pay yourself hourly? Or do you just assume all commissions are money that gets paid to you? How do you know what you're investing back into the agency versus what you actually get paid? If you have an LLC or an S Corp or something like that, that's a conversation you need to have with your CPA about how much you're getting paid. The reason why I bring that up is it more expensive for you to pay yourself to make your own CRM or to learn or to customize a less than appropriate CRM? Or is it more cost efficient for you to invest in something that is already set up for agents? Because you're going to do one or the other. You're either going to spend your time or you're going to spend money, and just go into it assuming that that's going to be the facts.
And I think right now is the time to really go through that, because we got 4 months to AEP, because we're 4 months to 10/16, which means we're in a full-blown selling season, and we don't know what that's going to look like. So if you start setting yourself up for success now, coffee in the mouth, you are going to be far better off than someone's trying to figure it out October 1st. Another thing we always beat the drum on is social media. And one tool I started using personally is called Hootsuite, which is on the screen. And it's free up to, I think, 2 or 3 accounts. So you have your Facebook business page and an Instagram page tied together. And you can literally map out your week. And you can still do it in Facebook, but this is a very simple platform. It literally took me about 15 minutes to figure out and just play with, but it made it so easy, and it's free. Because if it's free, I'm all about it. I'm very thrifty, I'll say. But that's one tool I found that works. There are others out there. You could use just Facebook itself too, but it's a matter of getting the right tools in place, because if you think you can ramp up your social media in AEP, you're wrong. You have to have it ramped up now. So when AEP hits and people are used to seeing your name actually carries some weight, as opposed to somebody who's like, oh, now look at me, it's AEP. I only come out 3 months a year, so I hope you talk to me. And then the rest of the year, you never hear from me. Those agents are being forgotten about. The agents that have a consistent message are the ones that people are going to relate to, and the ones that are going to get the phone calls.
Again, social media is not anything special. It's the cost of doing business. It's like if you're going to own a company, if you're going to be in business, you have to have business cards. It's the exact same. It's not special. It's a requirement in order to operate in the 21st century.
Absolutely. And I'm finding myself buying a bunch of dumb stuff online via Facebook recently too. So something's working. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Quarantine's been rough on my pocketbook for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and the last thing I'll say is, I tend to watch a lot of videos while I'm home, just working, firing up the Xbox. But there was one that was talking about, it's so easy now to hone in on a skill and learn something, because 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you had to go somewhere and do that. Talk to a mentor in person, enroll in a college course, or enroll in some type of academy to do that. Now, if you want to learn how do I best respond to somebody that says this, you can literally type into Google and watch a YouTube video series. You can enroll in an online course that maybe not have a college credit, but you're going to learn from it. Like Udemy is a very popular platform where you can go to and learn anything from social media to photography to how to rewire your house, how to get your dog to behave better. I mean, anything you want to learn is online, and a lot of it's free or very, very inexpensive. So if you're thinking, I don't know how to do that, it's just you haven't taken the time to invest in yourself with that. So we've said before, we're here to destroy your excuses. If your excuse is not enough time, well, you know what? Let's put some automation in place, like Hootsuite, like your CRM. Let's maximize those tools, and maybe we can free up 5, 6, 7 hours a week where you can do the things you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be doing. And I know our accounts team is really good at doing that. So it's not just you figuring it out, we have a whole team of people here that are willing to back you and say, hey, let's figure this out together. And that is huge, I can tell you.
And even on a smaller scale, there's things like if you don't have time, then listen to podcasts while you're in the car. We have a podcast, Elite Cast, Senior Marketing Specialist does.
Nice
So
plug.
it's like, hey, but it's things like that, even little things like that. You don't have an excuse. In 2020, you don't have an excuse to not be learning something because it's available and free more than it ever has been.
Absolutely.
And again, just gaining different perspectives, just constantly being a student and accepting that there's no such thing as mastering an art. You will always have room for improvement. You will always have, room to grow. And even if, it's being able to accept that there's so much more to learn from so many other people, different ages, different demographics, different industries that we're in. A lot of the stuff that I pick up have things that have nothing to do with insurance, but it's stuff that I can make it and relate back to what's going on in my industry in my life.
Well, and I see a lot of people talk about these influencers and how, oh my gosh, can you believe that person's getting paid $1 million on YouTube and ads because they're doing something stupid like unboxing toys? Well, they're putting the work in. They're consistently putting out content. It's not like they did open the first box and someone said, here's $1 million. They probably have 200 videos behind that before they reach that success, which sounds like a lot of videos, and it is, but they're doing the work. So you could do the same thing. If you want to be an insurance influencer in your market, it's just a matter of putting the content out there. And I know a friend of mine that's a realtor, she does Breakfast with Bev every Wednesday morning. And she said doing that helped her knowing every Wednesday morning, I have to do this. Kind of like the Medicare Cafe. Every Tuesday at 10, we're committed to doing this. So I challenge you to do the same thing with your Facebook or social media.
We're committed. Our platform will give us the middle finger, but we were there.
And that's the thing, it crashed, but so you know what? Rather than say, oh, well, we're doing this. We know we have to put the content out there. So set a time. If you're like me, if it's not scheduled, it's easy to blow off. So if we said we're going to do Medicare Cafe every week, but we don't know when, I guarantee it'd be something that has been on the shelf collecting dust for years now. But as soon as you commit to it, you're going to find that you're just going to start naturally doing it. It'll get better and better and better. And then before too long, you have all this following, and you'll be an influencer for Medicare in your market, which I know is every child's dream.
Yeah. So keep in mind, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. To get back to those basics and just to kind of reinvigorate yourself in this industry, next week, Mike and Sadie will be hosting the Virtual New Agent School. It is a 5-day training, but it's only about an hour to an hour and a half each day. Monday's the worst because Monday is the very technical Medicare 101. I won't be mad at you if you skip Monday, but I will be mad if you skip the rest of the week. Monday is for Medicare 101.
You're on Monday.
Yeah, Medicare.
No.
You guys can't skip. You guys got to be there. You just said consistency is key. Come on, guys.
Oh, my bad.
Monday is Medicare 101. Tuesday is going to be, I have the hiccups. Tuesday is going to be Medicare products, where we're talking about the differences between a MedSup, Medicare Advantage, ancillary products, and what product looks good for what type of client. Wednesday is my favorite day. Wednesday is when we talk about marketing. All the information is great and wonderful, but if you don't know how to get in front of new prospects, it's pretty worthless. Thursday, we'll talk about Mike's favorite topic, which is the sales process and how to make sure you're making the absolute most out of every single meeting that you have, and how sometimes having a 100% closing ratio is actually a bad thing. Friday, we then talk about your retention rate and how to make sure you retain your book of business, as well as a general overview. So make sure you join Mike and Sadie next week. I will be trying to learn how to mom. So we will see.
Yes, that we are very eager to hear about that. And don't forget that if you attended the Sales Summit, you can still watch the recordings on the Sales Summit website. If you didn't attend the live Sales Summit, you could still buy a pass and watch all the recorded content.
And you should.
Yes, there is some great stuff there. Olivia did, and I got tons of positive feedback about Olivia's Loving Your Competition. Yes, it was fantastic. I promise it will not impregnate you. So, but
Why?
That's not even the dumb bump. That's like we now have HR problems. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. I am pushing the HR envelope today. But definitely check it out. I am a huge proponent because I've always talked about using my telemarketer in Kansas City. And I think the key there, to go with Olivia's talk, was I always say I did it with 3 other agents. There was 4 of us using the same telemarketer. We were all competitors in the field, but we found a way to work together and pool our money and actually have greater marketing. And it really, that was probably one of the secrets of my success, is being friendly with my competition. So we were able to, rather than buy a handful of leads, we bought tons of leads because we pooled our money and we had a great relationship. So it's, take heed to that. If you don't do anything, that one talk alone is worth the price of admittance. And it's only $39.
Yeah.
I paid more for that for dumb things. So
Today.
today, yeah, that's valid.
Also, don't forget, a couple weeks ago, we had Glenn from Lead Heroes. He is offering senior marketing specialists an incredible discount on his telemarketed leads. Check out the recording we did with him a couple weeks back, but it's 10% off if you use code SMS10 in order to get your discounts for Lead Heroes, the telephonic leads.
Well, your genius team forgot to record it, but we are putting together an ebook with him. In fact, he's putting the finishing touches on it right now, and he doesn't know I'm sharing this yet, but we were talking this morning actually, and he's going to do some recordings of some scripts for agents as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming on the pike with Lead Heroes. If you haven't been to his website, check it out. But again, SMS10 is the code for 10% off any order with Lead Heroes. So
your next steps, Mike?
Yes, review your tools. Make sure you're using your tools properly. Again, I know CRMs aren't considered an expense to a lot of people, but you got to look at it as, how can I best maximize this tool? Yes, it's expensive. You could be spending $70, $80, $90 a month on CRM, but if you're getting mass communication out there very efficiently, that's well worth it. And then again, working smarter about it. I will say that if you're not communicating with your book of business, they're going to leave you, because they are being solicited to by TV, radio, magazine, mail, social media. Because what happens when you Google something? You go online, you look up something, and you go to your Facebook, and there's an ad for it. And then all of a sudden, in your email, there's an ad for it. And then you go to search something else, and off the side, there are ads for that product. So if you have someone researching their Medicare insurance, they're going to be solicited to whether they prompted it or not. And if they're forgetting about you and clicking those links, they're probably going to leave you. That's how I buy all my stupid stuff online, because I see it 9 times. I'm like, well, I might as well buy it. I mean, they're obviously investing in marketing, so I don't want their money to go to waste.
Yeah, no, I've been duped so many times. My husband as well. We're the worst, suckers. I always said the easiest person to sell something to is a salesman, and I will be the first to be like, yep, because I appreciate a good pitch.
So I bought this game, and it was a Facebook ad, and it's like there's like a rubber band on the back, and you have little pucks, and you have to get all the pucks on one side. Have you seen that ad?
No.
It looked really fun. So I bought the game, and the biggest piece of junk came in the mail. It's like, this thing it looked great online, and it came straight from China. I mean, the box wasn't even in English. I mean, it did look nothing like the ad. And it was $50. It was $50, and it's like, you know what? Okay, $50 learning lesson right there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah, but it obviously online marketing does work, and I can promise you, your clients are seeing it. And this AEP, if we have another COVID situation, we saw social media and online usage spike. Social media and online is still the #1 platform that seniors are using to research their plans and their insurance. So that's why I think we're really turning up social media and your website and everything else to 11 right now, because if you're stuck in your office or stuck at home trying to work this AEP, that's going to go from something I happen to have to, I need to make this a very viable front for my agency.
Mm-hmm. So again, 100%, and just like what you guys should be doing, we're going to pimp out our social media. Make sure you go to Medicare Cafe on Facebook, Like us, we go live every Friday as well, just to get some industry updates. It'll be now Mike and Sadie going live every Friday. So make sure you give our page a like to see what's going on. Also, don't forget to join the Medicare Cafe Facebook group. That is a closed group. So it gives you the opportunity to talk and be able to comment freely and talk to other agents without potential clients or prospects being able to see what you have to say about them. So make sure that you guys join both of those. And be our friends on the social media stuff because we love you guys.
Yeah.
Be my friend or else I'll cry, and you have to have that on your conscience.
And we will be as soon as we get pictures of Darth Cater, we will definitely post those on the social media page. So we are looking forward to seeing this little whippersnapper.
Yeah, you know, me too. But thank you everybody for your love. Thank you everybody for your support. Thank you again for your patience today when we deal with technology. It's not always going to work for us, just like what we're seeing today, but that's okay. We'll find the workarounds like what we see here. Again, Mike and Sadie, really excited for you guys to take these next 6 weeks and make them even bigger and even better without me being mom to hold you guys back and say, stop that, Mike, no more cussing.
Yeah, I might have been a little frustrated this morning, but you know what? We're looking forward to kicking me off the Medicare Cafe and having Olivia Sadie. Wait, what?
We'll just we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much again for the love. Thank you guys so much for the support. We could not do this without you. I mean, we would do it without you, but we wouldn't get paid for it. So thank you so much for allowing us to continue to feed our families as they grow as well. So thank you guys so very, 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 very much. Again, personally for myself and as well from Medicare Cafe.
So until next time, have fun.
Make money.
Give impeccable service. Thanks, guys.
All the way around.